Hi guys! Excited to be here again. Woo! Bukola, are you excited?
I am excited. Always excited.
So today I have with me, we're talking about delectable and delightful guests, and whether the English word delectable actually exists in the
It does
dictionary.
exist.
So today I'm going to welcome my delectable guest, Bukola Odu. You know her, she's been on the show for I think 2 episodes. Welcome, Bukola. How do you feel today?
1.5 actually, because the first one we were running trials.
Yeah, we were running trials, and then we had like a serious video mishap. Oh, that's
Yes. So we lost most of that video. Well, they understand.
Mishap. Oh my god, I feel like I'm losing my words, and I read all the time. Oh god, I don't know what's going on, but it's fine. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always choosing Conversations with Lola. I'm sure we're going to have a good time today. So today what we're going to be doing is answering random questions. I have this card. It's called Questions for Humans. How do you do that thing?
I call them the famous Titi Lola cards.
Yes, if you come to my house, you're always going to have, answer questions like this. So we're just going to delve right in. So Bukola, I'm going to be asking you to choose one. I'm going to shuffle then. If you've played what, you know how to do this thing very well. Aha. Okay, so pick one.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Ah.
This one says, when was the last time you cried?
You know what? Simple answer was last week, and it was a movie.
So what movie was that?
I can't quite remember.
No, the movie that made you cry, I cannot remember. You have to tell us.
That's the thing. I don't know. I feel like these days, I don't cry about real life stuff. I cry about what's not my business.
So you're letting out your emotions. You're expressing
movie, to be honest. I'm trying to remember what movie that was. And it's not like I saw a lot of movies last
week. Wasn't Bridgerton. Oh, the fact that you didn't even say no.
It could have been, but then I was like, was there a part in Bridgerton that made me cry? You know, because that one you kind of can predict what happens at the end. So
yeah, but I mean the events could have also, even though you can tell what would eventually happen at the end of those kind of movies, but the life events that happen, before you get to that final.
I doubt it's Bridgerton. Sure. Okay, because I feel like the last Bridgerton for me was very.
Are you serious?
Meh. Not that the movie itself was not good, but because we have seen a couple of episodes or seasons that were really, just exciting.
You feel like
really downplayed.
Downplayed?
Yes. Are you joking? The strategy at the end was like, that was very. What was going on there?
Oh my god! I felt like this guy was the most sincere with his emotions. I felt like all the other stories that they told, they sort of had it easy, but in this part he had to choose a maid or his family, and I mean, see the struggles, see the emotions, see the rawness of it. Oh no, it really touched me. I cried though.
I stand untouched.
Okay. So we'll come back to
that made me cry. So if I remember, I'd let you guys know.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So your turn to ask me a question.
Yeah, shuffle.
I'm the host, but I'm going to answer questions today. You guys should not be a bit.
And you should have been the one to answer that cry, because you're the crier.
Yes, I cry for every movie. It says, do you know the funny thing? I think I still cried this morning. Oh yeah, I was watching something on Instagram and so. When's the last time you laughed so hard you peed your pants?
What? Let's just leave it at laughed so hard.
Oh my god! The last time I laughed, so I just leave the ones that we're going here. The last time I laughed so hard, I can't remember. Like, I laugh a lot. I'm a laugher, right? I find a lot of things very hilarious. I can't remember. I swear.
You laughed so hard.
I was probably watching something.
I hear you laugh hard every now and then.
Exactly. So I can't say that it's one thing, right? I can't say that there's one special thing that made me laugh.
It's not like maybe a boy.
No. I laugh with everybody. I see boy, I see gay, I see Instagram, I see everything.
So all these guys are not funny. They're not funny. But really,
no. When you say laugh,
to talk about though, like Do men even make an effort to be
Funny.
not necessarily funny, but to make good conversation these days? It's like everybody's sending you WYD and have you eaten?
And how frustrating is that? I usually put this in on my status the other day, and I'm like, the conversations I keep having, and again, maybe that speaks to my poor choice. My poor choice in people, because what is and you,
Yeah.
and you, and you, and you, and you haven't eaten? Oh, LOL. Okay, it was just random conversations. It's just
It's not good.
like there's no depth to this conversation. You're just talking randomly. And again, I can lead the conversation, right? I can lead the conversation. I can ask you questions, but if you're not pulling your weight as well and participating, then I'll follow you. I'll be doing and you and you and you. And then
I feel like I'm the same way. I know that I make for good conversation, but there's a point where I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Especially if this is someone I'm seriously considering being with, right? Because the idea is that the closer that you get and the more you get to know each other, the less you are likely to engage in certain things. And so if it's already low at the starting point, what happens when life begins to happen to both of you and you have to hold things together? So for me, I just stopped doing it.
I find that a lot of men, it's funny that we are having this conversation, and a lot of men also complain
about
the same thing, like from the women's side. Like, you're having conversations and some women can't even contribute. And I find that, so maybe it's a thing of both sexes, or it can also be, if I'm not interested in you, I'll probably be doing the and you a lot as well, right? Because I'm just not ready to put in any effort there. So once I start, I'm not putting in any effort, you probably know that. Or I'm not asking you further questions like, oh, okay, what are you thinking? Like, oh, so what's the reason why, and all of that. If I'm not doing that, they just know that I'm in the and you zone.
It didn't day.
He didn't day. And if he didn't day,
he didn't
do. Okay, so
this one I keep picking from the middle.
I read it out.
Who was your best friend growing up? What made you such good friends? Oh my God, these questions. First of all,
that's funny.
Because now that I think about it, I think that I had different friends at different seasons. I can't quite say I've ever been like the best friend person, but I did have people who were just my circle at different times. And the very first one, I honestly don't know why we were friends. All I know is that they lived across the road and they were rich.
And what
made me laugh was because I had a memory of going to her birthday and there was ice cream. And that ice cream has stuck with me ever since then. Just that thought. So I'm like, is it because of ice cream?
Give us context. Can you hear me?
And then, so that's what I remember. And that I was much younger, but I think the first set of close friends I had was in secondary school. And interestingly, what made us good friends was that we were like, when they say that somebody's bottom of the barrel, as far as social class in that setting in secondary school goes, we were like under the barrel. Like, we were not like anything. We were just not in the cool class. We weren't pretty and we were not the smartest. So I think it was misery that brought us together, but not misery. What we were though, we were nerds. We were the book people, and so we'd exchange novels and we talk about stuff. Also because two of us had parents who were teachers.
Right.
So we kind of bonded over that. My mom was a teacher, yes.
Yoruba teacher, yeah.
She was a Yoruba teacher. But I mean, she was pretty good with languages generally. My mom spoke English with such finesse. So, yeah. So I think that just
and that's probably where you got it from.
Bookies. Honestly, I think so now. I think so because even my first contact with the French language was a book I found in her collection. So yeah, I think I picked up my love for languages from my mom.
That's good.
Yes, best friends. It was just no social status and books that brought us together.
Laura, misery loves company. So at the end of the day, bad. We didn't bad. Okay, my turn.
Yeah. Let me shuffle a bit. Did you put that card back?
No, I put it here.
Okay. What are you addicted to that's perfectly legal? My immediate answer will be rice.
But I didn't see that coming.
But I also then will say that things are changing now. I'm realizing I could actually go a couple of days without rice, which is so strange to me.
Okay, let me read that question again. In case it would not hear, it says, "What are you addicted to that's perfectly legal?" Bukola has said it's rice.
Rice. Because and to be honest, and I think that's one of the things I pride myself on, is that I don't necessarily get addicted to things. I don't think there's anything that I love so much that I can't let go of. And it goes the same way for people, things, experiences. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to have this. But once I have it, I'm like on to the next, to be honest. I do want to learn to be a bit more clingy. But yeah, I don't think I'm addicted to anything. Maybe also words, but that would not be a good way to answer the question.
Therapy.
I have been. I ran away.
You need to go to therapy where they tie your hands.
Yeah.
And tell you to sit down there.
The thing is, I don't even know that.
But do you believe in therapy? I mean, you did go, so. But how do you feel about therapy now?
I don't necessarily feel bad about therapy. I don't even think there's anything wrong with it. I just think that it's just an opportunity for you to sit down and ask questions that you would probably not ask yourself by yourself. So I think that's the best thing it's done for me. And therapists will tell you the same thing, that they're not here to fix you.
Yeah.
But they're just here to help you dig into things you wouldn't dig into.
Yeah.
So I would accept that there are many things that I literally just locked away at the back of my head. I wouldn't touch them.
Yeah. And therapy has helped you bring that to the
fore. So yes, therapy does make me have to face those things.
Yeah.
And in a way that's not jarring, because that's the reason why I wouldn't go and touch those things in the first place, is that the experiences or sometimes the memories are jarring, but there's a way that these therapists make you approach it that is subtle, and before you know it, you are delving into waters that you wouldn't have initially.
Yeah, so I totally agree.
That's good.
I think therapy is good. Therapy has helped me a lot. Thankful for therapy. And I think a lot of people think that therapy is, especially Christians, right? Some of the Christians I've come across, I can't speak for everyone, but for some of the Christians I've come across, they feel like God is enough for you.
Yeah.
And God is enough for you, right? But God is also has put a lot of things in place for you to get better. It's like saying that God is enough for me, so I don't need to go to school. I do not need to learn. It's like saying that God is enough for me. I don't need to shower. I don't need to eat. You know, all of these things. But when we see it that way, that you take care of your spirit, you take care of your. You also need like. You have the doctors to take care of your body. You have the people that are equipped and experts in this area to help you take care of your mind, right? You also have the grounding factor, which is the Bible, which is God, right? So that's like the foundation to all of these things. And then you begin to build on those things, you know, you begin to heal on that foundation. So if I'm going to therapy and I'm hearing something that is totally contradictory to what the Bible says, I know that, oh no, this is not for me. So you can also have a faith experts. What's the English? Like a therapist that is a Christian or your own faith. So when I went to therapy, of which my therapist asked me, but as soon as she told me to leave therapy, I said no, don't leave me.
I think that's why you like therapy, because how do you like therapy so much that you refuse to go?
I became attached to my therapist. Like, I love her.
Oh my God. Another batch of therapy.
I swear. So, but yeah. So my therapist was she was a Christian, or she is a Christian, and then there are times when we're talking, and then she'll be like, "I know you are God. I'm going to ask you because you know I think their profession prevents them or restricts them from talking generally about Christianity or bringing faith into conversations, especially if you're not a Christian, right? So she would ask my permission. I'm like, oh, can we go here? I'm like, let's go here. This is why we're here, right? So I believe in therapy. I think it works well for everyone, so it's not a bad thing.
What's something you're looking forward to? Easy peasy. I'm looking forward to making a lot of money.
Okay.
I actually want to meet the rich version of myself.
No. Was it nice? How do you envision, or how do you see that version of
We
you?
will heal the world.
Hey.
We will
Love
stand
it.
for Jesus.
Love it.
Transform the nation.
Nice.
But first, and to be honest, when I think of that time when I have made the kind of money that I want to make,
Yeah.
the first thing that comes to my mind is taking care of my dad.
Aww.
Just giving him the world.
FYI, Bukola is a daddy's girl.
I am very much a daddy's girl.
Yeah, so tell me about that.
So yeah, it will be just having him wake up and I just delve into my life a little bit. The reason why I'm so keen on taking care of my dad is because I've said, and I've written about this once, is that I say to people that a lot of people have fathers who fathered them out of their abundance. So you have a dad who got a job, started okay, grew up, went up the ladder, had money, had peace of mind, and just everything in place to take care of you.
I don't think everybody had everything in place, but
yes,
I get
not
what
everybody, a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think my dad had his challenges, and they were consistent for a long period of time. And for many reasons that I will not say, I think he had some valid excuses to have just run off and left, or become deadbeats, or be present and be unkind and just say, oh, I'm angry with the world. But he stayed, and he didn't just stay, he stayed consistent. He made sure we got an education. When I first finished school, I said that I wanted to study law or mass comm. Everyone would say, you talk a lot anyway, so that was okay. But then the first admission I got was for Polytechnic, and I came back after my OND, and I said I still wanted to study law. And my mom was like, you want to go and waste money? But my dad said, if that's what she wants, that's what she gets. And it wasn't like there was a lot of money in the house. So the fact that he was dedicated to enough to say, I will give you what you need to do life, that is important to me. So he didn't have to have everything, but it was important to him that I got what I needed.
It's amazing that you say that, because I feel like a lot of us have had this experience as well. Like, when your parents are like, they don't necessarily, and I'm sure you probably didn't even say it. It was just you reflecting.
He never did.
Yeah, it was just you reflecting and thinking that, oh, this man wanted the best for me, and he kept on, fighting for me to do this. And a lot of us have had that experience, but we've not been able to go back to that moment and think that this person actually wanted the best for me. Like, go back to the action. It was just, we just felt, some of us are just so entitled to feel that,
yes, they're my parents.
They're my parents, exactly. They have to do this thing. Because me, looking back, I'm like, me and my dad used to fight a lot about, oh, he wanted me to go to Unilag. I said I wasn't going to go to Lag. All of me not wanting to go to Unilag was because I didn't want to stay in the same environment
yes.
as him. Right? But I remember him telling one of my uncles that he wanted the best for me. He wants the best for me. He wants me to. I remember he was the one that took me. I told you, like, we had this conversation last week, that he took me to secondary school, like my first visit to school. Right, secondary school. He was the one that carried me. I can imagine with your husband too. I said, no, I didn't have a. I didn't go to boarding.
Oh, it wasn't boarding.
It was a day school, but it was my first day. Right, so I had my new shoes, my new socks, my new uniform, my
white socks.
So I remember it was him that took me to school. And it's very easy to forget these things and disregard it. My mom, oh my God, like, my mom had it so tough. My parents were separated, like, growing up. My mom had it so tough that it was crazy. And I remember in uni, she would send somebody to me, and you put 500 naira or 200 naira inside inside paper, like, just
and wrap it
inside.
Oh my God!
Somebody just called me from school that had come to the faculty office that so there's something for you. That's so she had a friend.
Wait, but if you were not in boarding school, how was that?
No, this was in uni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was in uni. So you can imagine in uni, like, my mom was so she didn't have money. She didn't have a lot going on for her at that time. Like, life happened. My parents were very okay when we were growing up. I was still telling somebody the other day, I'm a bath of Gonga. And again, it also takes me back to, I used to feel like, I've felt for the longest time that we were so poor growing up. When I started to look at my baby pictures, because we were doing a thing in church where we were sending baby pictures to, and then I'm like,
you
look at what I'm wearing. Like,
and
I'm like, oh my god, my mom.
so they
like,
go
were
out
taking
of
care
their way
us.
to make sure that you just felt okay and looked okay.
You know, and it's just I'm worried new, because when I say I'm worried, it's just entitlement for people that don't understand, because we're trying to go, you know.
Yeah.
So let's speak English well. So it's just not, because I didn't. It wasn't in my consciousness. I think I've forgotten so much that I just felt like, oh, we grew up in poverty, but we did not. Like, there was a time when things were good.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just not conscious enough to remember it actively.
Yeah.
But looking back at those pictures, I'm like,
and to be fair, you don't quite know it until you listen to other people's stories.
yeah,
I know that growing up, I used to have these days when I'd sit on the balcony and I just pray that I just have these thoughts that, you know, my real parents will come one day, because these people cannot be my parents, because this woman is not nice to me.
oh,
In retrospect, I'd taken so much after her, and she was such a strong woman, my mom, that is. So I think that sometimes you don't quite understand the depth of what you have until you hear other people's stories, and then you begin to see the wisdom of God in giving you the people that He gave you as parents, or making you go through the journey that you went through. In that, even in their inadequacies, they were able to provide exactly what you needed.
Yeah, they gave us what they could with what they had.
What they had, yeah.
You know?
And I mean, so yeah, I am looking forward to taking care of my dad with that money, but I'm also actually looking forward to, I dream of a day when I wake up, and this may not be a big deal to anybody, but it is a big deal to me. I wake up and I say, today, I do not want to hustle. This week, I want to pack a bag and go to Bali.
I love it.
That's the kind of thing Lola would like. You just call her and be like, already. Let's go somewhere exotic.
Everything is planned. Don't call me to plan anything.
Just pack a bag. Pack a bag and hop on a flight.
Yes.
And it's not just for the luxuries. It's because I am beginning to realize that life is to be lived.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you have been through some experiences, you assume that you must be on your toes, you must be hustling, you must be grinding.
It's so exhilarating.
But I don't even think...
It's so tiring. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't even think that that's how it should be. I think that there is, just like the Bible says, there's a season for everything. When you work, there must be rest. But when you are constantly worried about income and building a portfolio or something, impressing employers and whatnot, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to run around with my mini-me's, you know, stay at home with them, learn with them, grow with them, while I don't have to worry about my bank account. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That's so good. That's so good. I think also that it's a mindset thing. I feel like people would be like, I do.
I know.
One day, because I feel like if you're not rich in your mind, right? Even when the funds come, you'll still be struggling to have more, because you wouldn't recognize it. Like, sometimes I sit down in this house, I'm like, you know, like, you're constant. I feel like in life, you're constantly on the edge. You're sat like this. Sometimes you just
exhale.
You know, exhale and look around you. I'm like, I did that.
Yeah.
I did that. I was going to share something, but by the time this video comes out, I don't know if the thing would have been announced. No, I'm not getting married. Sorry.
I wish that will happen too.
No, yeah,
that's not the announcement.
Eventually, but that's not the announcement. But it's just, and I'll share it probably in the next video. But it's just living from that place of that mindset of ease, that mindset of abundance, that mindset that God has provided, right? I only need to tap into this thing. I only need for my eyes to open to see the things or resources that are planted around me. I mean, I feel for the longest time I've been shouting, I need a flatmate, I need a flatmate, I need a flatmate, right? And the Titi Lola of before would have been agitated by now, because I don't play with my money. I do not play with my money. Like, if I cannot save in a month or invest, like set some money aside for savings and investments, Mama said daku. I will want to daku. Like, that's how bad it is. But I've not been able to do that this month. and it's not killing me, right? It's not like I'm not even letting it, and it's all boils down to that mindset of God will provide. Like that has been my mantra.
Are you sure you don't have a secret stash somewhere?
Don't I wish? I'm like, God will provide. And to be fair, God has provided. Like 2 people have dashed me money. I'm not even playing. 2 people have dashed me money for okay, Lola, just take, as a respite for your financial crisis.
I thought you said that this was about God providing.
God has provided.
Exactly.
God gave
the
it
money has entered your hand.
now. Yes.
If the money was
Yes, so
not
that's what I'm saying.
there,
Like, because my mindset was not, because I can be that person. Like, I feel like when I was in Nigeria, for every time I was broke like this, I would just go and buy something from Balogun to sell. Like my mindset was, I need to replace. I need to, I needed to have something doing. So when I'm in that place, it can also be a blessing because it helps me think. When there's a poverty knocks you out of your seat, you get to start doing something.
Yeah.
So it can also help me start thinking of creative ways to do stuff. But I said that. No, that's not my mindset. If I'm even going to start a business or start another business or something, it has to be from a place of abundance.
Yes.
It's not going to be from a place of desperation or where I'm broke. Oh, I'm broke. Yeah. It can be one of the motivations, but it's not the driving force.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to provide value. I want to find a solution or create value. Stuff like that. So I'm just saying that I was in that place of rest, and God came through for me. Do you get? I've said it that nobody has dashed me money like that in this UK. I know you've dashed me money. Bukola used to dash me money, right? But you know how there's that mindset that all of us they also for you. Nobody will dash you money, and I'm just quite surprised that I was gifted money.
Oh, thank you to the gifters. But I absolutely agree, and I think that. So I agree. It's not something that you anticipate from a place of fear. For me, it's not. I'm not afraid that God will take care of me. I'm not afraid that my needs will be met.
If there's anybody that is not afraid of things like that, I mean, of course, she has her moments, but Bukola is a very solid, grounded.
I'm not afraid because it's not even. Yes, I hope that I am grounded in the faith, but I also feel like if there's anything life has taught me, it is that it's not going to change by you fidgeting over it, right? So why not stay calm and figure out what it will be? And to be honest, I think that one thing that I can say that I have lived is what the Apostle Paul said, is to learn to abase and to abound, to have joy in the moments when it's not all working out, but to also in the time when it looks like you have everything together, to still be present enough to understand the realities of life. And so in abundance, we give God thanks. And in scarcity, we also give God thanks.
Yes. It doesn't change how we feel about Him.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like that's delving a bit into Christianity and miracles and testimonies and all of that, and how sometimes it's used to bring people into the fold. Right, I think I think Jesus said something like that, like I don't know what the scripture is, but I know he said something like our testimonies or the works of his hands or something would help me here now.
I'm trying to figure out which, because there's a lot of scriptures running.
The signs and wonders, something like that, to bring people into the fold or would speak to his goodness, right?
Yeah.
So as much as that is used to bring people into the fold, you shouldn't be what people that keeps people there, because they then start expecting that God, the realities of life.
Yes.
It starts making them hate God if they feel like when they're then tested, right? Because life is life, right? Process is process. For you to get from point A to point B to point C, you'll be tested, and that testedness. And that test, leave the test. And that test is growth.
Yes.
Right? Because you can't get to point B without going to through the fires, through the rigors to build you to that step B. Right? So, and when God is using the things that the devil wants to try to use to harm you, it says that everything will come together for our good. And everything works together for our good, right? So there are so many things that, although there are times when you can delay the process, right? There are times when because of our own shortcomings or because of our lack of obedience, we're not moving as fast as he would want to. But Christians are then experiencing that phase, and they then feel like God is not faithful.
Yeah.
Because what they've been told when they were coming into the fold is that
come for signs and wonders.
God is a faithful God because He's doing A and B. When you are then not seeing A and B, like this thing that Paul talked about in the dry times, in the times of abundance.
Famine.
You're then feeling like, oh God is
Yeah.
not, but God is God regardless of what happens.
Sure.
Hello, something what you've been wishing for, a family member, and I'm sorry, right? It's very important. But if a family member, there are times when you lose somebody very important, and you just
Yeah.
feel like, nah, like God is still God,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
God is still God.
I think what I am beginning to realize, or I probably had known this all along, is that first of all, every day is a miracle.
Yeah.
Every second, every minute is a miracle. But because we don't quite pick, we have gotten used to those miracles, we take it for. So we're looking for something spectacular, something out of the ordinary. Particularly if you go to the hospital and you see someone who is gasping for breath, this air that all of us are breathing, and somebody cannot just do the natural thing of breathing it in, and they need to be assisted by a machine, that's when you know that the fact that you breathe and you go to bed and you wake up is an actual miracle.
Yeah.
But because we've had that for so long, we begin to take it for granted. So on one hand, I think we need to come from that understanding that everything that you have is a miracle.
Yeah.
From God. This body, when you really sit down and look at what some researchers, scientists say, how the human body functions, you know that this is such a sophisticated engine.
Oh my goodness.
That God has put inside
especially
us.
with AI. You know, when you go on Instagram, you saw those AI video. I'm the
Where those things
I'm
are
the first time. I open like that.
Honestly, and you realize that when one is not functioning well, then you realize how intentional God has been with this body.
No,
that's on one hand.
He's a master sculptor.
Exactly.
No, very,
on
very
another
detailed.
hand, I think that as Christians, as preachers, whoever is a preacher or whoever is, because all of us as Christians actually are doing the work of the gospel. What we need to understand is that behind anything you can teach, at the top of it and at the middle of it and at the bottom of it must be Jesus. Because what he has said is that when I am lifted up in the earth, I will draw men to myself. So we need to understand that the substance of what we are teaching is Jesus. It's not the miracle. It's not what you get out of it. He did not say, come to me, come and collect miracle. He said, come to me, come and drink of me. So as you pull into him, as you become one with him, then you get everything that you need. All those things are inside of him, but you get it from him. But what we are doing is that we are chasing after the things. And in the Bible, he does say it. He says that, look, you search in the scriptures, you're looking for me, but you have chosen not to come to me whom the scriptures are talking about. And so we're looking in the scriptures and we're looking for scriptures that are powerful, that we used to have all these religious arguments that we used to have. My church is better than yours. All those ridiculous things.
Very ridiculous.
But we miss out on the God of the scripture itself. We miss out on the person that is the scripture. So I think what's important is that we chase after the God himself.
I think Apostle Paul said something like that. I don't always remember things like this. I'm trying. But I know Apostle Paul said something like, be it unto me something that he come on, Lord. We're going to open Bible study on top of your head. You're going to
every scripture back to back.
But even all the scripture that I said I know, I'm not about. I mean, I'm just what we're just trying to say here is Jesus comes first.
Yes.
That's what if you're a poor person, Jesus comes first. You're a rich person, Jesus comes first. That's Jesus, right? So, wow.
Are we doing one more question?
Oh, we should do. Is it my question or yours?
I think it's yours now.
Okay, so
let me shuffle.
Mini Mani Mo, father has a donkey. Donkey dies, father dies. Mini Mani Mo. Oh, I don't know that I want to talk about this. He says, tell me about a friendship that drifted apart.
Tell me about that one.
I should probably
go to watch like a story, like a long story.
Yes. I'm not going to say a lot because we don't have much time. Or my friend is probably going to even watch this, and if she gets it, yeah.
True. That's a good opportunity to address things.
Yeah. So, friendship that drifted
Wait, but
apart.
if she's going to watch this, she's still friends then. So you didn't necessarily drift
No, we
apart?
drifted. Our friends, but we just drifted
Not as
apart.
close.
Yeah, not as close. So I didn't think I was intentional about friendships. I just used to think I was like just doing life, right? But I find that I'm very, very intentional about my friends. I'm very intentional about relationships. I can be very dear, right? I love my friends. I feel like sometimes more than I love my romantic relationships. Like, I mean, obviously people in my that I was dating. So I really, really love this person. Like, oh my god. I really, really love this person. I still love this person till date. And life just happened. We had our differences, and I felt like I wasn't being heard. And yeah, I think it was mostly that I felt like I deserve an apology that I didn't get, right? And that just kept me on that side of. I opened up at some points, because they say, "Oh, share your feelings, say how you feel," and then I did open up, and I was crying even.
Oh, wow.
Like I can be like a crybaby sometimes. That's why sometimes I don't like to talk, because when I talk and share how I feel, all water works, so I get really emotional. So I opened up myself to this person, and I, let her know that this is how I felt, and they didn't receive my feelings well, right? I felt like she didn't take it. Maybe there was also a way I was expecting her to take it, but I felt like she wasn't kind to me in that moment, and that just
acknowledge how you felt.
Yeah, in that knowledge of how I felt. And I know that she's different, right? She might do things differently. She might handle emotions differently. I just opened up here, and I was expecting some maybe not that kind of expression to how she felt about whatever it was we were arguing about at that time. But I just needed her to accept
to understand that some of her actions caused you to feel a certain way, and just acknowledge. Because truly, I think it's better to say, "Oh, I hear you, but this is how I thought it was."
Exactly. Do you understand? So something like that. But I never got that, and I felt so heartbroken. That's the word. Like, I felt so heartbroken, and I think it was at that moment I'm like, nah, I'm just going to stay back, because this person is just going to keep hurting my feelings, because I'm not safe. I don't feel like my emotions are safe, although we have agency of our emotions as well, but I didn't feel like I like to open up, I like to talk, right? I started to get to that point in my life where I was open about the things that I felt, and if I couldn't open up to this person because I felt like they can't handle my emotions, there was then no point. But I love like we're not close anymore, but I from time to time tell them. When I say them, I don't know why I'm saying them, but
you're trying not to tell us the gender of the person.
No, but she's a girl.
Are they hermaphrodite? Okay.
But from time to time, I tell her that I love her. Just random stuff. I tell her that I love her because I do genuinely love her. So, but sometimes I feel like, let's just stay. Let
me ask you, what's an ideal friendship like for you?
I'll be my question. I'm asking you questions, yeah. Oh my god!
I've come to question the questioner.
Okay, so an ideal friendship for me would be one where we maintain our personality, our individuality, right? But I understand that this is my person, right? I'm able to speak to you. I'm able to be safe with you. We don't necessarily have to agree or express ourselves the same way, but I need to know that you're my safe space. We don't even need to talk all the time, right? But I just know that this person is 100% always there for me. Maybe not even 100% all the time. Sometimes can be 50, sometimes can be, but depends on where we both are. But we know that the root of that friendship, there's I'm looking out for you. You're looking out for me. I love you, right? You love me. There's just that mutual, and it's in the actions as well. Because like I said, I'm intentional about my friendships. I might not talk to you for like 2-3 days or 1 week, but you're there.
Yeah.
right? And by the time we pick up again, it depends on the level of friendship, right? There are some that you're very close, they're BFFs, right? You talk every day. There are some that you don't talk every day, and that's fine as well. But for me, understanding our differences, but holding each other accountable for our friendships, being deliberate about how we're doing this friendship, right? You're upset with me, you might be quiet for a bit, but let me know, so I know that I'm in that space where you've put me in a safe space, right? You don't want to talk to me, it's fine, but I know why you don't want to talk to me, and then when you're good to talk, then we can talk, right? So for me, I feel like friendship is it's just supposed to be a safe space. Yeah. What do you think?
I think that's it for me too. But for me, it's straightforward. An ideal friendship is safety. I always say that I believe friendship should feel like home, and that means that I'm not present all the time. I will go out to work, life will happen to me. I would clean it up on some days, and some days it will get dirty, but it is my space. That's the best part of it for me. It feels like home, that place where some people have it massive, some people have it tiny, it's like a cubicle. But when you come in there, you know that this is my safe space. And so that means that wherever life has taken you, when you do show up, this person has their arms waiting to welcome you, whether you're perfect or not. That's it for me.
And no judgment zone. And when you even say no judgment zone, doesn't mean that you're not being told that you're doing bullshit.
Exactly.
Like, call you out for your BS, right? But still hold space for you when they have to. Oh my God. It's been such an insightful conversation for me, and I'm sure for Bukola as well. I've had so much fun doing this. I haven't enjoyed this this much in a long time. We've been able to, not just answer the questions at the face level, but we've been able to extract, different ideas, different life experiences, from all of this. And I'm sure you'll have a good watch. I'm very, very sure you should, ask your friend to watch it. Tell your family and friends, everybody to subscribe. We've not even said subscribe.
Don't subscribe. Honestly, you could also sit down with your friends and ask these questions as well. You'd be surprised how much you get to learn from people about people when you ask them certain questions. So share, like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
Have a good day.
Have a good week or day or wherever it is you are. Wherever it is you are.
Oh, and follow on Instagram.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram at Conversation. So on YouTube is Conversations with Lola. On Instagram is also Conversations with Lola. Yeah. And on TikTok too is Conversations with Lola. I'm learning to use TikTok now. Like Gen Zillennial. Oh my God. Like really Gen Zillennial. I'm learning how to use TikTok now. So yeah, we're on TikTok as well. Thank you so much, guys. Ciao.